You've seen it, right? A cat takes a tumble, and in this incredible, mind-bending blur of fur, it just lands perfectly on its feet. Every time. It honestly looks like a superpower, like they're just ignoring the laws of gravity. But here's the thing, it's not magic. It's pure physics. And today, we're gonna break down exactly how they pull off this amazing trick. So, let's really think about this for a second, because this is the central mystery. A cat's in free fall, there's no wall, no branch, absolutely nothing to push off of to start a spin. So, how in the world does it manage to flip itself completely over in midair? It feels like it's breaking some fundamental rule of the universe. And you know what? That feeling you have that it should be impossible? It's not wrong. There is a major law of physics at play here that makes what a cat does seem like it just shouldn't happen. It's a concept that governs everything from giant spinning planets to Olympic figure skaters. That law is called the conservation of angular momentum. Now, that sounds pretty technical, but the basic idea is simple. Conserved just means the total amount of spin or rotation has to stay the same. If an object isn't spinning to begin with, its total spin has to stay at zero, period. And this is the heart of the so-called problem. When a cat falls, it's not spinning, it's just dropping. It starts with zero spin. So, according to physics, it should end with zero spin. You can't just create rotation out of thin air. And yet, they do. So what's their secret? Well, this is where it gets really beautiful. Cats don't break the law of angular momentum, not at all. They figured out an absolutely ingenious way to exploit it. They work completely within the rules of physics, using their own flexible body as a kind of sophisticated machine. Okay, let's break down this little mid-air ballet. The second it starts falling, the cat bends right at the waist, basically splitting its body into two independent halves. Then comes the key move. It pulls its front paws in super tight while stretching its back legs way out. This change in shape is everything. Now it can twist its compact front half in one direction and its extended back half in the opposite direction. So why does that work? Well, think of a figure skater. When they pull their arms in, they spin like a top incredibly fast. When they stretch their arms out, they slow way down. A cat does the exact same thing. Its tucked-in, compact front half can rotate very, very quickly. Meanwhile, its stretched-out back half rotates much more slowly in the other direction. And here's the genius part, how they never break the law. That fast front half spin is perfectly canceled out by the slow back half spin, going the other way. So the total angular momentum for the whole cat is always zero. The law is perfectly conserved. The amazing result, though, is that the front of the cat gets all the way around before the back has barely moved. Then it just swaps its leg positions and does the same thing in reverse to bring its back half around. It's brilliant. So cats have this amazing physical hack up their sleeves. But just how fast can they pull it off? And are there any limits? Well, the numbers here are pretty wild. Get this. From the moment it starts falling to the moment it's perfectly upright and ready for landing, the whole thing happens in less than half a second. That is faster than you or I can even react. Before we can even process what's happening, the cat has already solved the physics problem and is prepped for landing. And you know, they're not just born with this skill fully formed, they have to perfect it. This riding reflex starts to show up in tiny kittens at just 3 or 4 weeks old. And by the time they hit 7 weeks, they are absolute masters of mid-air rotation. But there is a small catch. As fast as this reflex is, it's not instantaneous. The maneuver still takes time. So if a cat falls from a really short height, like if it just slips off a low chair, it might not have enough time in the air to complete that full 180-degree turn. It really needs a couple of feet of drop to work its magic. And that idea, needing enough time to fall, leads us to one of the most counterintuitive and frankly bizarre facts about falling cats. You would always assume that the higher the fall, the more dangerous it is. But with cats, that is not always the case. Yeah, just look at this. Studies of cats that have fallen from tall buildings found something incredible. Cats falling from over 10 stories often have fewer injuries than those falling from 7 to 10 stories. Why? Well, with all that extra time in the air, after they finish their riding reflex, they relax and spread their bodies out like a little furry parachute. This increases air resistance and actually slows their final descent. It is an absolutely incredible survival adaptation. So let's bring this all home. That ability that seems so magical, a cat always landing on its feet, It isn't magic at all. It's a masterclass in applied physics that the cat just executes flawlessly every single time. So that's the whole trick, right there. You bend, you change your shape to control spin speed, you rotate your front and back halves independently, and you do it all while keeping your total momentum perfectly at zero. It's a hugely complex physical maneuver that, for a cat, is just second nature. So the next time you see a cat leap off a bookshelf and land with that impossible grace, you'll know exactly what you're witnessing. It's not breaking the laws of physics, it's demonstrating a perfect, intuitive understanding of them. And it really makes you wonder, what other hidden physics are at play all around us?